Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I just got to check if the audio is working on the stream when it pops up and, tells me. Because as I said, as I say in all streams, it'd be bad if I did a stream and the audio just wasn't working at all and it was terrible. But yeah, oh god. Yes, so we got a few things to talk about once I can confirm this is working, and then we can talk about the news. Okay, the audio is working. Okay, we're good. Why does the quality look so shit? I unplugged my camera and plugged it back in and now it looks shit. Great. Okay, but we're good. We're live. Well, you can hear me at least. You can hear me at least. We are here. I need to get the chat up and we can talk about the two topics I need to talk about. There's one main one and one little one that I don't really think is true, and of course that's in the thumbnail. And Maitlin Niles, which I don't think is true because it's coming from Team Talk, so I don't fully believe it. But it is one of those where you look at and say, you never know, something could be true in this. We could find out that there is something true in this, and it could happen because we do need a fullback. But I don't know which fullback we're actually going to go for. So I don't even know. Basically, I feel like we are going for mainly someone that can play on the left, I think, but someone might be also able to play on the right. Why is my camera so shite at the moment? I might try and unplug it and plug it back in, but I don't think that will do anything. Give me a minute. So about this, boys. Hello. No, this is close up. It should reconnect soon in a second. Just give it a minute. I might do this. Don't think that's improved it at all. Might have even made it worse. Why is it like... If I move that a bit over even further, and then do that, we'll just have to do it like this. So yeah, we're here. Things to talk about. Let me just move it down a little bit. Okay, we're good here. Oh, actually, no, it's up a little bit. Like there. Now we're good. Okay, we're good here. This is the angle that we want. It took me a little bit to get the angle, but we're here and we have to talk about a few things. And of course, one of those things is the first thing, which is going to be Maitlin Niles. Let me just fully check everything's working. We're good. Check the stream. We are good. Okay, we are good. We are here. We are live. Okay, this took a bit. But yeah, we have to talk about Maitlin Niles, which is the first thing. So this came out, of course, with Schmidt leaving. With Schmidt expected to join Werder Bremen, Leeds have been looking at a potential fullback upgrade, whilst James Justin appears one option, which I think is the more real option and the more likely one that will happen will be James Justin. I have more faith in us getting James Justin than I do with Maitland Niles, but he is an option. A journalist has also revealed that Leeds United have also been offered Maitlin Niles. I don't know how much I believe this is from Team Talk. We'll read the article and just see it, but I take it with a big, giant pinch of salt. Maybe a whole, pour the whole salt out, because that's what it feels like. But yeah, Leeds United are weighing up the chances to... What the hell has happened to this article? Hello? Okay. Leeds United are weighing up the chances to sign Leon star Maitlin Niles after a journalist confirmed the former Arsenal star has been offered to the Whites during talks over a deal for Lucas Perry. Though it's also been claimed that Daniel Farke's side are also ramping up their quest to sign a championship fullback as their preferred alternative. Oh my god. Because that's going to be James Justin, of course, because we're looking to sign James Justin. As I said, I do think James Justin is the more likely target out of the two. But yeah, it is one of those where you never know. But yeah, I feel like James Justin is more likely. I can't even get back on the stream on my phone so I can see the chat. But yeah, let me just oh, there you go. That made it quicker. That made it way easier. That made it way easier. Where are we up to? The Whites have made 7 major signings so far, spending just shy of £70 million, which is weird because the club said we're going to have 30 million in each position. So I'm expecting the club to spend big. We expect the club to spend big in the wide areas, like the attacking areas. But we do, spending a lot of money on a certain player doesn't mean the player's going to be better, obviously. But it's one of those things about when they said, we got 30 million each position, and then we don't spend much of that money, and you go, hang on a minute. We got 30 million each position, but you're not going to spend it? It's a bit weird. As they build for their Premier League return in Premier League action, out of the top flight for 2 years, the quest to survive among the elite has arguably never been harder than ever, which is true. It's never been as hard to survive in the Premier League based off the last 2 seasons, but there is context to that about the team's not really buying for the Premier League, in my opinion, and they've kind of spent the money wrong. The team that gave it the best go, in my opinion, was Luton Town, and look how much money they had to spend to just try and catch up. I don't think they could have caught up, even if they spent up to 200 million. I don't think they could have caught up because how far they were originally behind with their squad. But I think they gave the Premier League probably the best go out of all the teams in the last 6 teams to go up. I think they gave it the best go since. But yeah, with the last 6 sides all promoted, immediately suffering imminent return to the Championship, basically. And as I said, yeah, Luton Town for me did the best. They kind of probably had the right blueprint to try and survive. But the problem with that blueprint is, if they had a better squad originally, then maybe they would have survived. In order to maximise their chances, Leeds United have added height, physicality, and experience to their squad as they aim to at the very least finish just above the relegation zone, which is what I want to do. I'll take 17th right now. I'll snap your hands off for 17th right now. However, Leeds are far from finish, and with a new left winger and at least one new striker in their sights, Farke is still keen to add to his squad before their season gets underway against Everton on the 18th of August. I think we're 17 days away from the season kicking off. In addition, Isaac Smith is set to depart and join Werder Bremen. The Whites are looking for a suitable replacement, and James Justin has been reported as like a strong link, which I would take him as a backup. That's fine. Give competition to Goodmanson. I'm fine with that. He's not the only versatile fullback option Leeds have an interest in, though. This is from Graham Bailey, so as I said, take it with a whole bucket of salt. Not a pinch of salt, take it with a whole bucket of salt. Revealing the Premier League new boys have also been offered the chance to sign Maitlin Niles. Leeds are one of the clubs that have been offered Maitlin Niles. I'm told lots of Premier League clubs have been offered him. He's the sort of player Leeds need in terms of both fullback positions. The journalist told Leeds United News, confirming his name was mentioned during negotiations over Perry. Bailey added, Leeds are one of the teams who have been offered him. He's available. Intermediaries, whatever the fuck, are doing the work. I just don't think this is real. I don't think he's coming to Leeds at all, by the way. Oh, Joe. I just read that. I got confused. I was like, what? He's been pushed to a few clubs. What I can say is blah blah blah. Come back strong, back to England. Yeah, I just don't think this is true. Basically, I don't think we'll actually sign him. It just seems like one of those that is just there. A fullback that could come to Leeds, but nah, not expecting it at all. Definitely not expecting it at all. But yeah, this is the major news that we have to talk about. Is of course El Khannouss, who Leeds United had a meeting. A meeting was held yesterday between Leeds United and El Khannouss in his camp. So his camp, during which Leeds United made clear they are willing to pay 24.5 million, which is the release clause, with solidarity contribution, oh my god, and taxes to Leicester City available until the 15th of the 8th. So the 15th of the 8th is basically when the release clause runs out, basically. And I think even if Leeds United are going for him, the other teams I've heard are in for him are Leipzig, who probably are ahead of Leeds at the moment. If they want to get him, they definitely are ahead of Leeds. We got to remember that. And Crystal Palace, which in my opinion, I think probably his first option. If Eze leaves, they'll probably go after him, and I think he would probably prefer to go to Palace over the other 2 clubs, in my opinion. Like, I think he'll prefer to go to Palace instead of Leeds. And, oh my god, instead of Leeds and Leipzig. Yeah, I think he would. I think he'll prefer to go to those 2 clubs, which, it's fine, but you never know what can happen. Maybe Eze doesn't leave Palace at the end of the window and all of a sudden they keep him and dominoes fall and we're able to get him. So yeah, the release clause doesn't mean if we pay the release clause we get him. We got to remember that. The release clause basically, he has a choice. So the club can't say no, basically. I would like him at the club. I think he could do a good job at the club. I think he would actually play well. I think he's one of those players that I could see playing on the left, in my opinion. I think he'll play on the left. For us, I think he'll play on the left. Yeah. Leipzig have no European football this season. We need to remember that. Well, they got no European football at all, really? Oh, they don't even have, like, conference? Do they... What is the Bundesliga, like, how does that work? Because they finished 7th, right? Is that no conference for that? Or is that, like, 6th? Is it top 4, 5th, Europa League, and then 6th conference? Oh, they don't have Europe at all. But I would still say Leipzig are just one of those clubs, personally, that they're probably more likely to get into Europe than us, obviously. And I think they, as a club, I don't know what their business is, but I think they will push back into Europe again because they normally do. Especially, the last couple of years. I don't really watch the Bundesliga, but came 7th last year, so no conference or anything. Oh, okay. So conference is 6 in the Bundesliga. Oh yeah, because the Premier League, it's the rating system, isn't it? So like goes down an extra, what's it called? Yeah, but Bundesliga and the Pokal were the two things, the league and the cup in Germany. But yeah, I would take him. I think he would be a good signing for us. I think he would do well for us. I do think he'll play. I know he plays in the 10. He can play in the 8. Also on the left. I would probably say he probably plays on the left. It's a weird rumor. Like, it's a weird link for me that's come out because I thought we have our midfield already sorted. We have our 5 midfielders. I think, you got Stack, Longstaff, Tanaka, Ampadu, Gruev. I think Gruev gets a lot of disrespect. I actually really like Gruev. You got those 5. So if you bring in Khannous, I guess he'll probably be on the left because I don't think we're playing with a 10 next season. Just personally, I don't think we're playing with a 10, because I look at Aronson and I go, well, Aronson, I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if he said himself at some point, because I've seen this, that he, as a player, prefers to play in the 8, so he'll be, like, used off the bench in an 8. I think he prefers to play in the 8 as well, so I'd like to see Aronson be used as a bench option in the 8. So that's another option that you have there. So we have a lot of midfield options, basically. So I think Khannous will probably be our starting left winger. I could generally see him being our starting left winger, like the winger that we're going for to start there on the left, and then you have James on the right. Because the depth that we have at the moment, the left worries them. The right wing worries me more than the left. Because on the left you have Nonso, Ramazani, and then if you get Khannous, that's Khannous there. And then on the right we just got James, really. Nonso can also play on the right, but I think Nonso prefers the left. I think Nonso plays better on the left. I think Nonso will start the season on the left against Everton, because I've already said that I think the lineup against Everton, James will play on the right, Nonso on the left, probably Pira up front, and then probably a midfield 3, honestly, of Stack, Longstaff, Ampadu. I think Tanaka misses out on the opening day, which I'd feel sad about, because I think he was amazing for us, of course. Like, how good he's actually been for us, but I do think he'll miss out on the opening day, which is a weird thing that I didn't think I would be actually saying. But yeah. But yeah. If you go here and look at his stats aren't everything, of course. He's not a player that gets a lot of goals and assists, but he does a lot of of the build up. He does a lot of the build up very well. So his G&A isn't really amazing. Like last season he had, what did he have? 32 games played in the Premier League. He had 2 goals, 3 assists in that. So he only scored 2 goals, got 3 assists in the Premier League. And then before that he was playing for Genk in the Pro League. The season before that he had 3 goals, 8 assists. Before that he had 1 goal, 5 assists. And then before that he had 0-0, but he only played 1 game. So when he started actually playing football, he played 39 games for 2,552 minutes with 1 goal, 5 assists. And then he played 47 games for 3,815 minutes and 3 goals, 8 assists. And then the recent season, not bad, honestly, in my opinion, for a relegation team, to be honest. That's not bad stats for a player that's been relegated, in my opinion. 32 games played, 2,203 minutes, 2 goals, 3 assists in the league. That's not bad for a player who's in a team that's basically getting relegated. They're not going to really do much. And that's what happened. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about the prospect of us getting him. Do I think we'll get him in the end? I do have a feeling that Palace will be the ones that get him in the end, because I think Eze will go and then they'll go get Khannous. I just think that's what's going to happen. I do think we won't be able to get him in the end, and he'll actually just go to Palace. But we try our best. You know, you can't do anything more than put in the money. That is, it's kind of like, it's like Pacquiao. We've done all we could to try and get him, and he doesn't want the club, and he would want to go to Palace instead. There's nothing more we can really do. There is that other thing. Does he want to go back to another relegation team that's just been relegated? You know, he's played for Leicester, who just got relegated. Does he want to come to another team who, based off the last 2 seasons, you know, relegation looks like it might happen? That's the thing. That's the thing you have to look out for as well. Aronson, right winger, not a 10 playmaker. Aronson himself said he prefers to play in the 8, but he can play on the wing as well. Like, I can see him playing on the wing as well. But that's the thing. You don't want to have players like we've done this before. You want to have their players in their best position. And if we can have like 2 right wingers that are just the best position is right winger. You have 2 or 3 left wingers. At the moment, we've got 3, in my opinion, left wingers that's their best position. We've got Ramazani, Nonto, and Harrison. Left wing is their best option. It would be nice to have a bunch of players in their best position, basically, instead of having to play them where they don't really want to play, or not that they don't really want to play, just out of their natural position or their main position. It would be nice to have a full team of like players in their main position, or as much as you can, because we look at fullback again, and you look at James Justin, who I think we'll bring in. He'll probably cover for left back. I think Byron will cover for right back. And I do think that's how we'll work. I think that's how Fark will look at it, and I think Fark will actually think, if we get an injury to Bogle, let's just say, he will play. And we have James Justin. He will play Byron. I think he trusts Byron. I mean, I trust Byron because I like Byron. But that's the thing. I would like a bunch of players in their natural positions, or their main positions, basically. But I can see, I understand the whole, a player can play in different positions, because Aronson can play the 10, the 8 on the right. You have Nonto who can play on the left and the right. You have Byron who can play left back, right back. You know, we have probably Pirro who can, Pirro can play in the 10 or striker. Mecha, I would prefer Mecha in the 10 than Pirro, in my opinion. I think he has more to his game than Pirro, and I'd prefer Mecha in the 10. Mecha's another player that can play in the 10 if we play with the number 10, which I don't think we will, but play in the number 10 or play up front. Maybe as a sub, maybe in some games maybe some games we'll have Pirro on the bench, let's just say, or Mecha, whoever's on the bench, and they might come on in the 10 instead of the striker position. So that's a possibility of us doing something like that, because, you know, but I mean, I thought we were going to get links to basically the striker one is what I really want to happen soon. I want to be linked with some strikers, because I know Muniz is the massive link, but if he goes to Newcastle, who's really next? Because wingers, there's a lot of good wingers. Like, there's a lot of wingers you can go after, and you can be like, okay, they're good wingers. They can do well. There's a lot of good wingers out there. Strikers, there's not many great strikers out there. There's not many good strikers out there. I don't know who the next option after Muniz is. It's probably Dobrik or whatever his name is from Roma, who we will link with. Who we'll also link with. But besides that, I don't know who else we'll actually get for striker. That's what I mean. Striker's the position where I'm looking at, like, I really want a new I really want a starting number 9 before the season starts, because don't trust Pirro. Metch is just as injury prone as Bamford was. And yeah, we do need another striker. Yeah, square pegs in round holes. That's what we don't want. We don't want those square pegs in round holes. I mean, under Bielsa, we had that everywhere, right? We had Dallas everywhere, you know. And it's just one of those things where we don't want square pegs in round hole. We don't want to play we don't want to go back to playing Strauch at left back. Like, that was, oh god. I don't want to see Strauch at left back again, ever. Who would you like as penalty taker? Oh, that's an interesting one. Penalty taker. Pirro if he's on the pitch, but I don't think he starts. I don't think he should be our starting number 9. So Pirro if he's on the pitch. Oh god, who's a good penalty taker in the squad? I genuinely trying to think who would be a good penalty taker in the squad, because we haven't really, we haven't really got many that have really, because Pirro takes them all, basically. Pirro's taken them all, really. And before that, it was Somerville. So it's trying to think, and before that it was Bamford. So I'm trying to think who would be a great penalty taker for us. I could see Dan James taking penalties. I don't think he's terrible at them, but I'm not going to be filled with confidence with him taking them. You know, Dan James is a player I don't feel 100% he's going to bury his penalty, but he's a player that I'm looking at about how good he did last season. Is I'll be fine with him taking a penalty. Joseph was a better. Joseph was a better. Wait, my phone is like bugging. Joseph was a better striker than a player. What? Yeah, Bamford was that penalty taker. I mean, I'm trying to look at the squad right now as penalty takers. Like, besides Pirro, we've not really had any. We don't have any real penalty takers in the squad because it was like Pirro. Before that was Somerville, who's not here. Before that was Bamford, and then Click. Like, I mean, Ramazani. You look at him as a player that seems like he'll be cool under pressure. Like he feels like similar to a Somerville. Like, he'll take a pen, he'll be cool with the pressure. Maybe, I mean, he's not probably going to be a penalty taker, but then you look at maybe you put an experienced player on the penalties, like a Longstaff. I probably wouldn't put Longstaff on a penalty, but, you know, the experience of a Longstaff. I mean, whoever the starting number 9 is should. I've always said the striker should take penalties. Your striker should take the penalty, you know, because your striker should want to score goals. So I've always said the striker should be the one that steps up for the penalties all the time. A bit of irony for you, the best penalty taker of the keeper since they practice each against each. Yeah, maybe. Well, we chuck Perry on every pen. We chuck Perry on every single penalty. I don't think that will go well if he misses or if it's saved just counter. But yeah, I'm sure I wouldn't actually know who to actually put on penalties, to be honest. Probably depends who's on the pitch. As I said, Pirro's on the pitch. It's a no-brainer. You put Pirro on it. It's a no-brainer. Because no matter what division he's in, he's going to bury a penalty. I trust him at pens. But after that, I don't really trust the rest of the squad. I don't honestly trust the rest of the squad at penalties. Strauch was our pen taker last season. Yep, Strauch can take a pen, but I don't think he starts. Because I mean, against Everton, he's going to start because we don't have Biol. But Biol and Rodon's going to be the 2 starting centre-backs. So in the starting squad, it's probably going to be the new number 9, whoever that is. But yeah, Strauch can take a penalty. Strauch's on the pitch, he can take a penalty. But the order of penalty take is probably the new number 9, or whoever starts up front should take the penalty. But after that, it's probably Pirro and then Strauch. At the moment, Pirro's number 1, Strauch's number 2. But other than that, I don't really think any of the others could take a penalty. I don't trust them to hit it in the back, like hit a good penalty. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Pirro on them, especially because brilliant. But yeah, it's Dan James is Dan James is a good. He's improved his finishing, so I do feel like I trust him more at penalties than what I would have a couple of years ago. But I still wouldn't put him on a pen. I think, didn't he take one for Wales? Didn't he miss the one for Wales in the qualifiers for the World? Was it the World Cup? I think it was, or was it the Euros or something like that? He missed it, so he missed the pen. So maybe not. But yeah, I think it'll probably be the striker, whoever's up front, will take the penalties for us. But unless you put on unless Fark, it depends what Fark wants. It's either he puts on the number, he tells the number 9 you're the penalty taker, or he goes, maybe you want experience and you never know. Maybe you put on a Longstaff. But yeah. Oh. Oh my god. And yeah, back on Khannous, there was something I checked on FB Ref on Khannous. He's so the percentiles that he has that are like high in the last 365 days, so it's based off the last year. He has a 71 percentile at passes attempted, which is fine. He has a progressive passes of 79, so he likes to, you know, take it forward, which is good because he likes to build up play. That's the thing that he's good at, the build up play. We've got to remember he played for Leicester, so he's not gonna, you know, Leicester got relegated. He's not gonna have high percentiles when he played for a relegation team that just basically lost nearly every week. His highest percentile was a 91 for tackles, which again, you look at that. Okay, you play him. Maybe you do play him in the 8. Maybe with that being his best attribute, with his best percentile and his best attribute here, you might play him in one of the 8 positions. I could see that. He's won 74% of the percentile of his aerial duels, but besides that, it's a bunch of like low numbers, like 7, 1, 6, 23, 52. But a bunch of low numbers. Similar plays to Khannous, it says here, is another player Leeds fans actually wanted, that we wanted, and that we were kind of linked to. Southampton's Mateus Fernandes. So he's a similar player to Mateus Fernandes. That's the rank number 1. So yeah, maybe because we were wanting him, we were linked with him, and he was a player that I was looking at, like, I would take him. So maybe this is just like, okay, he's similar to him. so maybe. And he's most similar to him out of all the players. Second's John McGinn's there. But yeah, it's, I'll show you. These are the wait. So yeah, these are the players that are similar to Khannous. So we got a couple here. We got a couple of those here. That's basically the list of players that are similar to him. That's the percentiles. Yeah, kind of low for a lot of things because of the whole fact of they got relegated. Leicester got relegated last season. But yeah, going like down here, playing for Genk, the start of his career, and then Leicester. I would take him. I think he's got a good. I think he'll have a good career. I don't know if he'll be. I don't think he'll. I think if he comes to Leeds, at the moment, the way I'm looking at it, he starts on the left. And the way I'm looking at it currently right now, I wouldn't know where else he would play, but I think he would start on the left for us. Because I look at the number 10. I don't think we play with a number 10. And in the 8, I don't think he plays in the 8 when we got that many, all the midfielders that we got. Stack's guaranteed to start. I think Tanaka and Longstaff, I have a feeling they will kind of share minutes. And like maybe 1 week Longstaff will start, the next Tanaka will start. Not like in like that, but like I think they will be battling it out for that spot, in my opinion. And Ampadu going to start in the other position in the midfield, in that midfield 3. I think that's how it's going to work. I don't think Ampadu's going to be dropped. I think Ampadu's going to start. I mean, captain and all that. I'm still captain, of course. I think he'll start. Do you envisage Perry making a Hollywood save, Perry saves all the time, or do you think he'll catch it? I think he'll catch a few. He'll do he'll just punch it. He'll punch it down the other end. I've got the vision of like him just punching the ball straight over down the other end. Dan James sprinting onto the ball 1-on-1 with a keeper and scoring. But no, I think he'll catch a few. I'm hoping he can catch a few from corners. You know, I've not watched him play, like, so I don't know how great he is at catching the ball. But hopefully he can catch the ball from corners a bit, because we do need that. We need someone who can catch the ball from corners. Because that's a nice attribute to have, you know. The ball gets whipped in for a corner and you just catch it, don't drop it. You know, we're used to Melia just dropping the ball like in front of someone. But yeah, I do trust Perry. I think he's going to have a very good time at Leeds United. I think he'd be very good for us. I think I could genuinely see him being a part of the team that pushes us in the future towards Europe. He's one of those players that I look at right now in the team, like players that I'm like, I can see them still being in the team, in the 11 if we start pushing up the table towards Europe. Is like Stack is one of them that I can see. And the other one is Perry. I think those two are like players I'm looking at. Of course, you have players that we haven't known if they can prove themselves yet, but we'll wait and see if they can prove themselves. You know, like your Tanakas, your Ampadus, your Dan James, Ramazani. You got players that they have to try and prove themselves. But there's players that in that team, the two that I'm looking at is like players where I'm like, I can generally already see them being a part of this team building up is, as we go further up the league, is Stack and Perry at the moment. But we'll just see how the others go, like your Bogles and stuff. I think Bogle will be very good for us. I'm hoping he can do well in the Premier League. I think he'll have a good season. Got him in my FPL because I do think he'll have a good season. And I think he'll get an assist on the opening day. You know, and I also got DJ. I got Dan James in my FPL, so I'm picturing it. Just a Bogle little through ball, Dan James goal, hopefully. French called Perry scary feet. Yeah, I don't know if he's good with his feet. I heard he's not amazing with his feet, but hey, that's not what we need right now. We just need a player who can. We need a keeper who can just make the saves. That's all we need right now. Trust me. Like the way I like Melia, and I think Melia, you know, he was good for us at one point. I think his confidence got absolutely knocked in the Premier League when we got destroyed, because I don't even just blame it on him. I think he wasn't even bad in the Premier League, to be honest. I think the defense was shocking in front of him. But yeah, his confidence just dropped. But yeah, it's good to have a keeper now who can be. I feel more safe if a shot goes at him than what I did with Melia. A lot more safe, you know. But yeah, I don't really care how good he is with his feet, because he's not going to be asked to like spray balls. You know, like Melia. That's what Melia was good at one point. I don't know about anymore. I don't know if he can build that back in his game, but. It's that spraying the balls, but we don't need that. We just need him to either go short to one of the centre backs or just pump it long down the middle to whoever's up front to try and win the aerial duel. We don't really need someone who's going to be amazing with their feet who can ping the ball out wide, in my opinion. But yeah. Jack Harrison's future. I mean, I don't know. I generally don't. I still like Harrison. I think he's got something to offer. I think he's our best. He's our best set piece taker. I mean, you look at that and you go, geez, we need a set piece taker. Like, I'm looking at these players that we're signing and I'm still like, we need someone who can take a free kick at a corner to get it onto the heads of the players that are, you know, UBLs and that are in the box. We do need to find those players that can actually win the headers. I mean, it'll be nice to, because I'm looking at the squad right now and I generally think Jack Harrison is the best set piece taker we've got. Because we don't have good set piece takers. It's Harrison, then Gruev. Personally, like, we need a set piece taker, unless someone in the unless Harrison just becomes amazing at them this season. But yeah, we do need a set piece taker for me. I don't know who that's going to be. I don't know if Khannous can take them because we need someone. But yeah, we do need someone who can take like a set piece or something. But yeah. Anyway, the Khannous, hopefully we can get it over the line, but I do think he'll go to Palace in the end. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the stream. I might be live or make a video later, depending on if there's news. I think there will be some news later on as well. I mean, I'm still waiting for them to be some news on a striker, to be honest. I mean, the Muniz news came out about Newcastle, and I expected, like, after that to have a couple of striker links. You know, you expected, even if they were bullshit, like, you expected after the whole, oh, Newcastle have Muniz on their shortlist, there would have been strikers linked to Leeds. There's been one, really, and that's about it from Roma Dobrik. But besides that, there's not really been any. I'm hoping to see some more striker links, you know, some exciting striker links, hopefully, but there's not many great strikers out there, is there? But we do need a number 9 who can start up front for us. Hopefully we do sign one before the end of the window. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.